With this system it will attract, sort, file, communicate, do everything that you need to do with the press of a button.
Expr3ss allowed us to actually see that recruiting based on people's personalities and fit with the business was going to be beneficial to us.
For an industry which traditionally regards high staff turnover as a normal thing, to get down to 5% through using Expr3ss is just fantastic.
You're crazy if you don't take it on. Absolutely, the amount of time it will save you, and you'll be employing the right person the first time. Save yourself that re-recruiting, retraining, that whole cost saving is immense.
I mean, what's the cost of a mishire in a retail business? I mean, we all know the statistics, 2 and 3 times annual salaries, and what's the cost of your business in terms of lost sales and things like that. And any tool that you can use today to help your business has got to be better, and do yourself a favour, get on board and give it a go.
Any employer who's not using Expr3ss is mad.
I didn't have time to read resumes. Resumes are a marketing document, a document written so effectively people can sell themselves. What I needed was attitudes. People tend to hire on skills and fire on attitudes. So I needed to find something that was attitudinal based. And really that's where the Expr3ss checklist came in.
The Expr3ss checklist is a 168 item opt-in survey. It's disarmingly simple, and yet we found it's hugely predictive of the way people will work in role, and with the right benchmark, which we can create, from the culture and the people, the very people who are actually working well in role, with the right benchmark it's highly predictive of whether someone will work in that role well and fit with the existing team.
It does it all for you. It places the ad through the system onto the medium that you require, whether it be Seek, Career One, etc, etc.
It's a simple site to use, it's a simple software to use, but it has some very clever mechanics behind it in terms of psychometric testing, basic checklist testing. You're able to determine exactly what questions you want to ask the candidate.
And when we start that, we ask the manager of that department of what are the absolute essential things that the employee needs to have to be successful in that role. So we set those as essential questions in the screening questions, and then after that we have our nice to have screening questions. So anything else that would be great if they did have, doesn't really matter if they didn't. So that at the end of the day helps us narrow it down to only candidates that have all of the essential questions and most of the nice to haves.
It's often difficult to determine whether somebody's resume is going to really give you a true reflection of a person's personality. I think the fact that you do get a flavour for their personality through those benchmark questions, I think saves a lot of time, and obviously you're tailoring and capturing the best people.
So what we've done is we've looked at the best of the best in our business in the various roles and put those into the psychometric profile so that any potential candidates will be compared against what we consider to be the best of the best. So we're starting off with a really good leg up in terms of looking at candidates and whether they fit with our business.
So we've selected our 4 best store managers around the country. We've profiled them and created an expert benchmark. So anybody who's coming in applying for that needs to meet that benchmark. And we've done the same with our sales staff, with our warehouse people and administration staff, and even executive level.
So through those various elements, Expr3ss gives us a short list of candidates who've been pre-qualified by those various elements.
Getting 130 applicants isn't an enormous headache for a manager anymore. He can look at it, he can very simply see which ones are closer to our fit, and he can then narrow that down and look at a much smaller number of people, look at their resumes, decide from there where he wants to go next, and then start the interview process, which is much easier now.
Look, I can't control the quality of candidate that's going to apply for the job, but I can very, very quickly discern who are the best candidates. There's a star system based on my criteria, so the system rates the kind of people that I want.
When we first started using the STAR system, I was a little bit cautious because I thought, I've been in recruitment for a long time. I think I've got a good idea of what a good resume looks like, and I still referred to the resumes in the beginning. And I did put a couple of people in place that did rate as 1 or 2 star candidates, thinking that I knew better. However, as it turned out, we ended up replacing those staff. Now I've got to the point where I don't even look at their resumes at all until they're waiting for an interview. I don't need to, because I've got Everything I need to know is in those screening questions and in the star ratings.
It takes a little while to trust the system. If you just go with it, you just realise that there's just more efficient ways of doing things, and although it's not the norm, it's definitely more efficient, and it leads the way. It allows us to be better than our competitors in terms of recruiting and getting the right people into the right positions.
We advertised on the Monday, which they advise us to do because it's the best time to recruit. So advertised on the Monday, within 48 hours I got 60 odd applicants. It was amazing, absolutely phenomenal. I had started shortlisting. By Friday I had interviewed and we had appointed a person by the weekend.
The whole courtesy of being able to send an email out 24, 48, 72 hours after somebody has applied, firstly to say thank you for your application, and then secondly to say whether you will be going on to the next stage. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from people just thanking us for keeping them informed.
I get so much positive feedback from candidates, whether they're successful or unsuccessful. Thank you for keeping in contact with us. Thank you for sending progress emails. I just think it's really nice to know that we're building a positive reputation for our brand, and that people have a really positive experience when they apply through Express.
Express is very efficient for us. It generates a pool of applicants that have already been screened that we can get to as soon as we have a recruitment requirement. We don't have to advertise and then find people. They're already there for us waiting to go.
We've been able to keep that database of candidates that may have applied and have maybe just missed out because there's been other candidates that have maybe been a little bit more experienced. And often candidates will say to us, can you please keep our resume on file? And that enables us to just keep it in one spot. It's easy to find again. We can go back then if we need to, and we've got that pool of candidates sitting there waiting to go.
The benefits we've seen since implementing the Express system, as far as staff turnover goes, we've probably reduced our turnover by about 70–75%. Culturally, the feedback that we're getting from the customers has probably improved by about 70–75%.
Enormous reduction in number of man hours involved for the manager. In the past, managers would spend literally days sifting through resumes and getting back to people, and then people wouldn't be there to contact and what have you, and spending an awful lot of time. Whereas now they can sit online, spend an hour online, and they can be right up to speed, and they can know who they need to interview, when they want to interview them. They can communicate with them via email, they can call them if they want to, and organise everything, and the time saving is phenomenal.
Look, Express, it makes it fast for you, it makes it efficient, it makes it accurate to find the people that fit within the culture. It just takes the guessing part of it out, and it simplifies the whole process, and it becomes a process that doesn't become cumbersome and something that you avoid doing, but something that you do because it's quick and efficient and it's done.
Well, we see Express as being tremendous value for money. It saves us on every level, but I guess the principal saving is it tightens up the whole process, and it's reduced our staff turnover so dramatically, and reduced the time that our managers spend on recruitment when they ought to be out looking after their customers, which they're now doing.
We save a lot of time, we save a lot of money on time. I think we employed about 30 people in the O'Connell Street store, and we probably lost about 4. Now, I can remember the day when we opened up a store and we employed 30 people and we lost 24.
The thing about going through the old CV method is that people complain about the fact that I went through this whole process and I interviewed all these people and I read all of the CVs and I got a dud. So now I've got a dud sitting in that job over there. What's the point of getting rid of them? Because I'm only going to go out there and go through the same process again and find another dud to replace them. I may as well just put up with this idiot. So people just sort of get worn down, I think, by the old system. And if they embrace this, then they're going to get the very best quality people into the right boxes, and they're going to be absolutely astounded at how their business takes off.
So we're not trialling and erroring at interview, we're bringing people in for interview for that final polish to see, can I work with this person? Do I like this person? Is this person going to be kind of rub along well with us? These are the final polishing steps in an interview process that is only required at the very end and for the very cream of the cream.
You feel as though you get one-on-one service. They really do care about their product. We've all had software systems in the past where you buy it and then that's it. these guys really love their product and they live and breathe it. Expr3ss staff get on board regularly. We post a job, they ring us up and say, hey, have you thought about doing this or have you thought about doing that? The support is second to none with Expr3ss, absolutely.
When I get those proactive emails that customers have sent me saying what they love about it, how great this is, how great that is, how much time it saved them, how much money they made, were they recruited in 2 days, things like that, and then that comes my way, boy, I mean, that's what it's all about.